Big game coming up this weekend, and it could be bigger if Jaden Daniels is playing. It's still going to be a huge game, whether he plays or not. I think the ultimate thing for this team, and I predict this, they are going to come out and try to establish the run. If it's something that we do well and they don't do well against, you have to make sure you force your will on them. I believe that Cliff Kingsbury and his offense is going to try to do that. And yes, it may be Jaden, maybe Marcus. But I think the most important person is going to be the five guys up front, people. Going to be the five guys up front and the running backs. And that's led by my guy, Brian Robinson Jr. I think if B-Rob get into the game and have the game like he's capable of having, that's going to cause some problem, which then enables the quarterbacks to do whatever they want. But we're taking your phone calls and getting your predictions. After I get the two guys in the fishbowl opinion, who's going to win the game? What's your predictions? I'm going to start out, but Jeff already grabbed this thing, so I'm going to go with Jeff first, Landfill. I'm going to say the best for last in there. Jeff, go ahead.
I thought you were saving the best for last.
That's why I'm going with Landfill.
Oh, okay. I got the Commanders pulling this game out. I think it won't be I don't think it will be a blowout because if Jaden plays, we beat them by a touchdown or more. Marcus plays, we beat them by a field goal to maybe 6 points.
So in other words, you're saying my man, Austin.
I look,
Austin Seibert will be the guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all right, we seen Mariota against the Panthers last week. It was the Panthers.
Yeah.
Bears got a much better defense. There were some plays that happened last week where the Panthers could have got to Mariota, and I was like, oh, and it was scary. And it wasn't like Mariota was deadly with the ball. Like some of those passes, I was like, oh, like we about to get our receivers killed. But I think it's a close game. If, like I said, Mariota plays, close game. Washington grinds it out.
All right.
Jaden plays, 1 to 2 touchdowns.
All right, Landy.
I think they can win. Mariota convinced me. If it's Jaden playing, I think they'll just be, the league's high scoring offense like they've been so far this year when he plays. They'll just dominate. And Mariota played well enough for me last week that I believe in him as well. I think they can pull it off with him. I watched a couple of Bears games. Admittedly, it was a little bit earlier in the season, and Caleb Williams just kind of looked. He didn't look like he had it to me. Mm-hmm. I got confidence in our guys.
In our defense,
they played well.
Yeah, I think they've improved weekly, and I think you'll have to have a better game than they've had thus far. They're going to improve even more to be able to upset and disrupt that offense. For me, I believe if the running game is established properly, I think we win the game. But I don't think it's a blowout. I think it's a close game. Very much like Jeff. I have a lot of faith in Austin, the kicker, because I think he's done way better than any other kicker has done over the last 10, 15 years here. And I think we have a lot of people that was questioning him about his leg and all that. He's kicked it long enough. He's consistent enough, and I'll go with him. But now it's our time to go to the phone lines and find out what some of the callers think. 800-636-1067. Where are we starting, Landfill?
We're going to Delaware, talking to Sam.
Sam in Delaware. What's up, Sam? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, BMitch? How you doing today, big dog?
Oh, I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm great, big dog. Hey, first and foremost, you need to be in the Hall of Fame post-haste ASAP. Secondly, prediction for the game. Look, with everything that's surrounding the game, from JD5's injury to, Cliff having that interview for the OC job over there, to him coaching Caleb, I think we're looking at a game similar to something like what we saw in Arizona, to be honest with you, BMitch. Something where Cliff is on a mission to prove a point, and whether he does that with JD5 or whether he does that with Marcus, I think we've got something planned, very dramatic for these Bears. Right now, as far as it stands, it's a big game for us as far as the playoffs go. Playoff implications, these next two with the Bears and the Giants, just trying to get these divisional wins. So I think Cliff's going to cook something crazy up for the Bears, just as a, this is what you could have had type of deal for the Bears. And if JD5 plays, I think he'll have a little chip on his shoulder too, because, while he may be outplaying number one, he was still picked number two. And this is a big game. It's a big spot for him to show everybody, the Roddy's not as close as anybody thinks.
All right, man. Appreciate your call. But let me address that. Okay, so I think Nikki asked Cliff about that yesterday, and he said he wasn't going to address it. I would have to believe this. He wasn't going to Cleveland to if it was an interview, it's not for no offensive coordinator job. I don't think you can go like right across the way on a equal move from one team to the next. And why would you want to leave a guy like Jaden to go to Cleveland? What quarterbacks they have over there? You know what I mean? So I think if he was interviewing anything, it might have been for a head coaching job, not for just a offensive coordinator job. That's just my opinion. What we got next, Landfill?
We got Mark in Landover Hills.
Landover Hills. Mark, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, BMitch? How you doing today, buddy?
I'm cool, man.
Hey, man, as far as the prediction on the game, man, I think they've got a legitimate chance, just like you said, to beat anybody. And I think they've got a legitimate chance to win this game.
All right.
And,
Do you
and
think?
Brian?
Yes.
I was going to ask you, and Jeff said it'd be cool, about two guys, man, and whatever happened to them. One being Mr. Timmy Smith, and the other one being Mr. Herb Mulcahy. Because I never hear about them anymore, and they were two of my favorite players besides you, buddy. And also, Brian, you were such a versatile player, and I don't think your consideration for the Hall of Fame, they take that into account, because all of us that know you and know how good a player you were a very versatile player that you could have played running back and done well there too, because you did. And hey, I'll get off there, Brian, and all the luck in the world, buddy. And if you see Doc, tell him I said hey.
All right, got you, man. Well, Herb, I haven't seen Herb, but Tim actually saw Tim this weekend. I think Tim was here for the what's called alumni weekend. So he's still around doing his thing. But yep, he was here. But Herb, I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen him in a while. Been a long while. Next one. But I appreciate you for your compliments as well.
We got Paul in DC.
All right. Paul, DC. What's up, Paul?
What's up, man? You definitely
I kind of figured it was you with that voice.
Hey, look, man, you definitely a Hall of Famer. Me and my pops believe that you should have way been in the Hall of Fame. But as far as this game going up right now, I believe that we will win. Everybody talking about Jaden's chip, but don't forget Caleb's coming home. So don't underestimate that feeling about coming home and beating your home team that you grew up loving.
Yep.
So, but I do believe that, and don't forget Montez Sweat either. You know, he got a chip on his shoulder. So, you know, everybody can have some type of self-motivation. But I think that we're going to win. And I agree with you. We got to let B-Rob, you know, run the ball and not get away from it. Some of the times I get frustrated because we don't consistently run the ball like we used to back in the day in terms of when we see something working, just attacking until they can stop it. You know, you don't have to get fancy. But I do have a Timmy Smith trivia. People can say what they want, but that young man still holds the all-time record for rushing yards in a game in the Super Bowl at 206. So, you know, he might have had one shining moment, but that was a hell of a moment.
Yes, it was. He took the right damn time to shine. I guarantee you that.
Exactly. Hey, love you, brother, and you're a Hall of Fame no matter what they say.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, and I agree with Paul. Like, you know, one thing, and I know I'm saying, like, when you say Montez coming back with a chip on his shoulder, that's cool. But it's how you handle that chip on your shoulder. I went to New Orleans and played against the Saints several times. Had good games against them. One game I went for a touchdown. They called it back. I went a few plays later. I had a punt return for a touchdown, you know. So it's like you can't let it overtake you. And a lot of times when people go back to play somewhere they were or go back home, they get too hyped. Let it come to you. Because I'm very happy that it didn't happen when I was in my first or second year. I probably went out there and just screwed up the whole damn game. But those things happened later in my career to where I just let the game come to me and great things worked out for me. So never know. Young guys, you know, trying to prove a point may just prove points for the other team. Let's close out with this last question, Landfill. Who we have?
We got Keith and Clinton.
I like that name, Keith. That's my middle name. What's up, Keith? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, BMitch?
Going well,
hey,
man.
It's a pleasure talking to you, and I agree with all the other callers. I just want to say, first of all, man, you and a few more of the alumni definitely deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But I can tell you without a doubt, you're in all of our hearts. You're in our Hall of Fame, all of us fans.
Appreciate
no doubt. You're no doubt about it, man. I think that Cliff Kingsbury knows Caleb pretty well. I think that he's going to get in the ear of some people and let him know some things. Let Dan Quinn know some things that he might get uncomfortable with, and that we can use to rattle him. But like the last caller said, he's got a lot to prove. He's coming back to DC, and he's got family and friends and all here. So he's not going to be any pushover. But I got to go with Jaden, and if he's playing for sure. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk, though. I think it's going to be a tough game, and it's going to be everything that's been it's been billed to be. And I have one little thing I wanted to ask. I know y'all were talking about the cars a minute ago. What kind of car do you think, like a performance car for us commoners that can't afford these big dog cars, but what do you think about the Mercedes AMG or Nissan NSX?
The new Nissan NSX is nice. It got the windows, the doors that come up. A Mercedes AMG, probably some of those in the right one cost as much as those cars I named earlier. To be honest with you,
you're right. You're right.
The new Vet, I love that. I love the look of it, and it can get up and go too.
You talking about a ZR1 or a Z06?
What's the new one?
Or either one.
The one that kind of looks Ferrari-like.
Oh yeah.
I like that one.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive too now.
Yeah, but those AMGs, man, Mercedes, they can fly.